right, let's start here with all things Arizona Cardinals. Do me a favor, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It takes like 5 seconds to like the stream. Just go down there, like the stream. We got 6 people in here. Just go ahead, like it. Someone's lying. Someone's not doing their job. Like, share, subscribe, comment why you love me. But I'd prefer you comment why you hate me. I don't know what it is. That kind of stuff I just find funnier. I don't really, like I always tell people, my mom will tell me what she likes about me. My wife will tell me what she likes about me. I kind of don't want to know why people don't like me. I think it's kind of funny. Either way, there's a lot of different things going on in the NFL draft. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms at What Ben Garcia Show. Michael, Aaron, Brian, Ivan. We have all of the OGs in the chat today, so that's pretty cool, guys. Good to see you guys. And also, thank you for supporting the show. Brian, I don't have purple hair. Thank you so much for supporting the show. You know, I was just thinking about this last night, guys. I'll get into the work in just a second, but let me be thankful for just a second. I know that oftentimes, like at most at a time, on average, there's like 12 people watching the show live. There's some people that watch it later, which I appreciate that as well. There's no difference in people watching it. Views are views. I am very thankful you guys come on here and listen to my takes. I will always respond to you, especially if you tag me. I will find you and I will respond to you. If you DM me, I will happily talk with you as well. And again, if you ever see me, maybe you're watching Locked On Phoenix Suns, you see me out in the public, you see Brendan out in the public, stop us. We would love to talk. Shake your hand, say hello. I will go out of my way to talk and meet up with people, meet people, and see who they are, what makes them tick, because I appreciate you guys. Anyways, let's talk about the NFL draft. So the Cardinals are on the clock, pick 16, and there's a lot of different options that they could go. And I wasn't even going to do an NFL draft topic until I saw this. 2 different things. Daniel Jeremiah came out with his latest mock draft yesterday. He dropped this after the show, so that's always fun to do, but at 9 a.m. yesterday. And he had put, that's what happens when we go live. Sometimes you just got to sneeze. But he put out his mock draft in the Arizona Cardinals are picking Gray Zebel, offensive lineman, North Dakota State. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not super familiar with a guard interior lineman from North Dakota State. I'm just not. But what I will say is that just picking off of best player available? Brian, thank you in the chat. Ivan as well. When you see this mock draft, and it says Daniel Jeremiah has the Cardinals selecting a guard at North Dakota State, Gray Zebel. You have a multiple of different avenues you could go if you're the Arizona Cardinals. But what I think is interesting is this. Whether it's James Pierce or Gray Zebel, or I think Teteroa McMillan, if he falls to the Cardinals, you have to actually think about it. I understand you don't need a wide receiver, but here's the argument for going after a different player that maybe you as a Cardinals fan aren't going to be comfortable with because it doesn't fix the exact need of the Cardinals. I believe in the NFL draft, mistakes are made, general managers are fired because you don't take best player available. Now, oftentimes, the best player available for the pick for your team would be so egregious that you just can't do it. Like a quarterback in the first round. Let's say everyone believes that Kyler Murray, let's just say that the best player available is a quarterback. But you have Kyler Murray on your team. You're not taking the quarterback. But if Teteroa McMillan falls and you have a top 5 grade on him, then yeah, I don't think it's crazy to take Teteroa McMillan. However, if it's close, the need you have and the best player available and they're neck and neck, you do just got to go need. But what I won't do is demand the Cardinals select a position in the draft if they are clearly overreaching. If they are clearly drafting some guy that should not be drafted at their pick. So what I want the Cardinals to do is obviously do the due diligence. That's just brain dead information I could give you every single day. But what I want for them to do is to select a player in this draft who is going to make them better. I will always firmly be best player available over need every single day that ends in Y and twice on Sundays. I believe general managers that don't live by that motto end up getting fired. You end up doing the Steve Keim route where you're picking linebackers from colleges you didn't even know existed because you needed a linebacker. If you are the Cardinals, you got to go ahead and take the best player available. You are not good enough to just be overreaching for guys and helping elevate your team. If there is an A++ talent there, Teteroa McMillan, I understand he keeps coming up here. He fell to 22 in this draft. And fine, if you think that your guy's going to be there, let's say that Zebel from North Dakota State, who Daniel Jeremiah has mocked to the Arizona Cardinals at 16, let's say the Arizona Cardinals feel like that is their guy, but he'll be available absolutely at pick 22. Then trade back. What I don't want the Cardinals to do in the draft is to pick someone based solely off of need who is a clear reach in the draft because it makes them feel better, because it makes everyone think that this team is going to be better. And you know, I like what Brian, I think it was Brian, I'm sorry. I like what Aaron, sorry Brian, I like what you have to say too in the chat, but I like what Aaron has to say. Interior pressure disrupts Murray more than exterior. 100%. I am absolutely with you. 1,050%. The one biggest issue that is made for Kyler Murray drafting an interior offensive lineman is that the interior pressure absolutely gets to him. But I've got to be fair, man. The offensive line did a pretty good job at protecting Kyler Murray last year, and he was horrendous in the second half of the season. He just wasn't good enough. And I know that comes off as a Kyler Murray hater. My job is better and easier if Kyler Murray is good. I'm rooting for him. I want it to happen. Brian as well. Gray will be a day one starter. Good, exactly. He's solid, just not positional value. That's my point right there. If he's someone that you believe you can get later on, then trade your pick. Trade back. What I believe in this draft is it does lack top-end talent. I believe whoever the Cardinals want to get, of course with some exceptions, will be there at 16 and potentially will be there at 20. So if that's the case, hold an auction. Don't just draft a guy to draft a guy. That's not what I want to do. That is not where I want to see the Arizona Cardinals go. That right there is where I believe mistakes are made. So whether your team defensive line or team offensive line, I will forever be team draft the best player available. I'm not beholden to a position because when you do that, you handcuff yourself. And you let elite level players walk out the door. The Cowboys have been picking best player available for years. And what does it get them? CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. You can argue they didn't need either one of those guys, but they fell to them in the drafts. What did the Eagles do? We'll just take Jalen Carter. Everyone else was worried about his mental side of the game. Is he going to be able to be an adult at the next level? So that's where I'm at. I don't care what the Cardinals do, but it better be based off of best player available. I don't want to do the thing where we pray that the Cardinals figure it out. And, you know, this is another fight kind of going on in the chat right now, which I love. I love when spirited debates. I know that this is so stupid, and I'm willing to take the L on this argument. So, not going to put up much of a fight. I also just want a guy that I've seen before. I don't want to take any risks. I like Monty Austinfort as a drafter and a talent evaluator, and if he picks what he thinks is best, I'm going to ride with it. But I got to be honest, I know North Dakota State isn't a small school. Obviously, they're the dynasty. They're the Alabama of Division II football. But I would just like to see a guy from Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Florida, Alabama. I would like to see one of those guys fall to the Cardinals. And that's, again, where I fall on talent, talent, talent. You can always figure out talent. You can't always figure out a player that fits your position, but you need him to be more talented. And I think that's where guys like Monty Ossenfort make mistakes. Or guys like Steve Keim make mistakes. You can't do that. You cannot be so beholden on the positional value that you need. You got to be able to get the best player available. And if that means you like a guy like Gray Zevel from North Dakota State University, that's fine. Trade back. If I'm not mistaken, and I should have had this written down, the Cardinals have 6 picks in this upcoming draft. That's not a lot of swings at the bat. And what I like are swings at the bat. Find a way to trade back, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals did. Also, if you're not going to have a lot of swings at the bat, swing for a home run. And if one of those blue chip players fall to you, and I'm going to mention his name again, Teteroa McMillan, strongly consider taking those guys. We don't need a wide receiver. Well, that's not true. I'm not so sure the Arizona Cardinals have a wide receiver too. But I'd rather have the best wide receiver in the draft than an iffy offensive lineman that we think he's going to be good, but we just really need him at that position, and so we're hamstrung and we're going to do that. That's not how I operate. Always, 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 players' skill and talent over positional need.